theme and all that.
Yo, yeah, we live.
But yes,
We live. We live.
What's
look,
up,
Pre
man?
why they,
pre
al-
show shit.
why they always look like somewhere where they hold hostages where you be?
Who, me? I'm always at work, man. My life is work.
You
I
find the
mean,
least inviting room.
Yo, dog.
yeah, I find a room, set up shop,
Yo, it's so
lock the
many.
doors, and
It's so many rooms at BU. It's so many places and rooms and classrooms and all shit to just go to and find out. Yo, it's so many places. So God only knows where he's at and what building he's in right now. Yo, it's
yeah,
mad shit though.
definitely a lot of hiding places, man.
Word up. But what's good, fellas? Everybody, welcome to the pre-show. Sparring Minds, as you can see, it's the Belle Biv DeVoe version of Sparring Minds. You know,
Wait,
you know.
which one am I?
You Ronnie,
You
you Ronnie,
Ronnie,
'cause you like dancing around everything.
Sammy can be Bivens. I'll be Ricky Bell.
Yeah,
I mean, you Mr. Roxbury, so I figured Bivens kind of
yeah,
what actually they're all from Roxbury. They're all
yeah,
from Roxbury, so let's not get
yeah,
that twisted in particular. But
yeah,
Biv wears it on his chest, so to speak. Kind of
yeah.
like
He
how
definitely
kind of like,
does.
kind of like I'm wearing mine on my chest right now. My smart minds.
Let's get
Yeah,
a. That's all right. That's dope.
my
yeah.
fab. This is
That's
my
what's up.
this is my Fab Five right here. You know what I'm saying? Hotel Hightower, Charlie Hustle, Mr. Maritime, DJ Payne, and I put myself at the bottom.
Batting
Well,
clean.
he always liked to come on last, anyways, and
I'm,
say his
I'm,
name
I'm,
last.
I'm glad you know that.
You know.
I'm glad you know that, man. But
Yeah, but we were just sitting here having a discussion about tomorrow night's what was it? It's sneaker ball.
Yeah,
yo, shout out
Yeah,
to the homie Mayor Thomas from the Mayor's Lounge podcast. Him and Afrique. I hope I'm not pronouncing the guy's
it's
name.
something like that. Yeah, he's been
Um,
promoting for a long time.
he's a big promoter, and they're doing a really dope event tomorrow. It's called the Sneaker Ball. It's going to be at the W.
Yeah,
So that's something definitely you guys might want to check out. Little is going. Hopefully, Payne goes too, so we can have two Spar Minds representatives. In the building. See what's up.
I,
yeah, definitely in there networking tomorrow.
as a sneaker, I love, and I just gotta try to get working like crazy, trying to get this money together.
No, I dig it. You're going on your third house. I mean, shit.
I wish third.
Word up, man. But we got some interesting stuff going on. How was you guys' week? How's everything, man? A lot of things going on this week.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Like I said, gearing up this trip to Atlanta. Um, my tattoo guy coming back from Florida, so I had to catch him on Tuesday. Get this money together and get some other things together. I'm putting together some new sound effects for the show, so
Okay.
bring them out this week. Maybe next week they'll be ready. But
yeah, I'm waiting for you to go and get my confessions thing going.
yo, you got to remind me. I forgot all
Yeah,
about that. And I meant to do that. That was on my to-do list.
yeah,
Confession.
I got something. I got something coming up. So soon. Confessions, another little segment in here.
Okay. Confessions of a man in the mirror. I like
Yeah,
that.
'cause I do a lot of shit
Okay.
during the week, so I gotta confess some shit.
Word up. I like that.
Put yourself.
So yeah, you guys be on the lookout for the confessions of a man in the mirror. New segment coming to Spar Minds by our brother Mr. Little. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My week was cool. Just nothing but work. Had a little heart to heart talk with the daughter.
Okay.
She wanted to talk about, my upbringing, who kind of like helped me along the way and, how was it, and whatnot, because I do a lot for her. I definitely do. Me and her mom does do a lot. So, but no, she was just asking me questions like, what was home like? Because she knew I moved a lot.
Yeah.
As Maine will sit there and agree. I moved a lot. So, I got ties in Roxbury. Of course, I got Dorchester ties, of course, Mattapan ties. So, I mean, my friends, they all know me from certain places and whatnot, even though I would always say I'm Roxbury. I'm a Roxbury zone, but, I'm proud that everybody wants me in their hood, though. But, um, yeah, so basically she was just like, how was, growing up? And I just, basically just told her like, it was kind of tough. My mom adopted 5 other kids. She was the sole provider for all 7 of us because I have a sister. So she basically, was gone a lot. She at one time she had 3 jobs. So she would drop it. Yeah, she had 3 jobs. She worked for the MBTA, so I remember jumping on the 28 with her, driving up to Mattapan, and coming back and stuff like that. She was let me see. I think she worked at a nursing home in her spare time, and then she worked New World Security.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You would pick shifts up at New World Security. She actually got my job over at New World Security, and then I was like, "Nah, mom, I can't do this. Nah, no. You're a tougher person than me."
Amazing. The strength of a black woman is just it. The strength is just unmatched. It's nothing like. First of all, we see the brother Jones. Jones, what up, brother? We see you. There's nothing like the strength of a black woman. Like nothing. It's just unmatched. I've never saw anything like it before in my life, and I truly doubt we ever will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Not even just as a woman. It seems like black women in general are strong, but then when they others, it's almost like it's on steroids.
yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Worked 3
Yeah.
jobs. Like I didn't know how bad she was struggling until I got older, and they're not gonna. They're just gonna make sure everything's right, like the lights is on, there's food on the table, and all that, and you're strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to all the single mothers. I respect and like try to support all my friends that are single mothers as much as I possibly can, to the point where I'm usually the person that they threaten calling their kids on. Like, yeah,
Okay. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I mean, same similar situation. You know what I'm saying with myself. As far as coming up, my mom's definitely worked a lot. You know what I'm saying, 2 jobs. I had a key in like middle school. You know what I'm saying, where I would
And I had
come
a
home.
key in kindergarten. Had the little key wrapped around your neck
Oh
with the
yeah,
little
that's
with
a
the
fact.
shoestring. Yeah, definitely.
Yo,
I,
that's a fact. That's a
it,
fact, duh.
man, it was crazy. Like I think I got my key. I was probably like 5. I was probably like 5. I remember my mother like you know showing me like she made like a little hook for me to hang it up on the on the wall and whatnot. And my uncle stayed with us at the time, so she would be like, "Hey, I'm not giving him the key. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this around your neck. He's gonna walk you over to school every morning. He's gonna leave the door unlocked. That way he can get back in. But you got my key. And then in the afternoon, he's gonna pick you up. So basically, he was stuck in the house all day until I got out of school. And then he would have to pick me up. And then we hightailed it up Blue Ave.
that's a
And
lot of responsibility.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
So
amazing.
so
That's
yeah, since young. So it was crazy. So we'd be at Packy's. I was like 5. So me and Packy Connor, like Junior, we've known each other forever. We'd be at Packy's just sitting in there chilling. But yeah, but no, we definitely went through my whole a little bit of my childhood. I told her, for a long while I was angry at my mom, and as I got older, I kind of realized I should never have been angry at her. Because as kids, you don't pay too much attention to the fact that she's working for you. She's gone because she's trying to take care of you all.
Right, right.
So I was always upset that I'm in the house. I'm the oldest. I got these other 6 kids. I'm like, yo, man, listen, like I want a childhood too. Like, and then at one point we had my grandfather there. he had dementia. So, I had to, I was like the caretaker for him also. So it was different. But then I told her, told my daughter, as I got older, I started to realize what my mother had to do. It wasn't like she wanted to be at work. It was just what she had to do.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Then we got into the talking about, what's my relationship with my father and stuff like that. And I'm like, my father's never, I mean, he was around, but he wasn't always around.
Yeah.
If that makes any type of sense.
Definitely.
But we don't have a bad relationship. Not to tell you the truth. I mean, I did a lot of things hoping that he'd be around, but just to kind of show him that I could do this or do that and whatnot. But that didn't pan out. But I don't have any ill will. I told my daughter and stuff like that. I don't have any ill will towards him or anything. It's just different now because now we kind of care for him a little bit, because now he stays at the house. So it's kind of a weird situation every now and then. And I don't know. We still got some work to do. I think it's probably more on my end, though. Me kind of sitting down and kind of getting to know him. I know Charles gets on me all the time, like, yeah, your father's there. You need to kind of, associate yourself a little bit more with him and stuff like that. Because as you know, his pops passed away a while back.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes.
Right. He's probably just saying that to you as something like, just don't take that for granted because that's something that I wish I had. You know what I mean? And so, so definitely, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, you got to make sure you spend your time with your loved ones and stuff like that as much as possible because, you just never know. Me being by myself a lot, that's kind of what started my love for cooking. That's kind of like because I be home so much by myself, like I kind of just had to start figuring it out. Yeah. On my own. So it was kind of like a gift and a gift and a curse to a degree. I just happened to start liking it as a youngin, but you know what I'm saying, it was absolutely necessary, but it was out of necessity because my mom was at work. And so, she would show me little things, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? But like, after a while, when you got, pops is kind of in the streets a little bit, siblings kind of like in the same way as a kid, you kind of just like, figuring it out on your own.
Yeah.
So, that's the one thing that I'm glad that we kind of went through. And I say we, because we like pretty much all around the same age, that our children didn't have to go through some of those type of things that we did. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of dope about what's different now between us and them. But how did your daughter respond to that stuff, Little? Like what did she say?
I mean, we've spoken about this, I mean, a lot over the years and and stuff like that. So, she like, I mean, she didn't really say too much of anything crazy because, her grandfather's probably been one of the best grandfathers around. I mean, it's different, for her. Like, she doesn't see the things that, I probably seen growing up and stuff because he's definitely been like a great grandfather, if anything,
wow.
and whatnot. So, but she was kind of in awe a little bit because she's just like, what you're saying and what I see are just totally different,
right,
and whatnot. He's there for birthday parties. He calls her, stuff like that. Shoot, and like, I mean, he's always remembered my birthday. That's one thing. He's always remembered my birthday.
Yeah.
But he may not have given me anything for my birthday, but it is what it is.
Hey,
but
it's like that.
It is what it is, man. So, but
right.
Nah. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go through the same thing with Zoe growing up. We'll probably have a sit down talk. She'll probably want to know, how it was for me and stuff like that. I had an okay childhood. I mean, it wasn't the best, but we made do. So
yeah, same here. All right, yo, let's finish up. Payne, you gonna get that for us, brother?
Hey, you have to control.
Oh,
Now nobody want to be in charge. Nobody want to be in charge. I'll be in charge.
I don't got the theme song up over here. I got the old joint, but no video.
Okay. I, it looked like we might be having an intro this week, man, because I don't have the intro either. We going old school, man. Flashback Friday, Payne. Hit us with that old school.
Yeah. Right straight.
See, this is what happened when Bobby Brown and Ralph Tresvant decided to take a week off.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You already know, man.
That's probably more like Ralph and fucking Johnny Gill. They done took the name and everything.
Oh, here you go. Stop it, man. Stop that, dog.
Yeah, those.
You are now tuned into Sparring Minds.
Flashback Friday on y'all.
Chef main topic. Mr. Mirror Turn.
Uh-oh.
Have technical difficulties?
Payne, what's going on, man? You muting your button, dog.
Yo,
for real? Yo, for real, dog?
Oh,
We 100 and what? 6 episodes in, and he's still muting himself. Damn shame.
Yeah.
Charles is rolling around in his grave right now.
Yo, oh man.
My tower's throwing pumas at the screen right now.
Yo, so welcome to Sparring Minds, episode 106.
Somewhere Chuck's having somewhere.
We just went in the time tunnel with the old school Sparring Minds intro.
That was actually
I mean?
one. I didn't use that one. Never used that one.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was an old school intro. You know what I'm saying? Donnell White, you know what I mean? Believe me, brother, you're not getting replaced. We saw what happens when Trey Songz took over for the Power Star. Okay.
That was horrible.
That was a disaster. We're not going to that level. So Donnell White, forgive us, man. Like you said, it's the Belle Biv DeVoe of Sparring Minds this week. Chef made topic, you know what I'm saying?
Payne Gretzky. I just want, before we actually go ahead, Little. I'll
yeah, how you gonna fuck up his intro? What do we do?
That's all right. It's quite all right. I mean,
you fuck up other people's intros, so I guess it's all good too, right?
All the time. I cut people off all the time. It's your boy, Mr. Maritime, saying over here.
Yo, episode 106, man. And you know, salute to our brothers Jones and Hightower. They are on a jetway. I think one is going to Dubai and one is going to Turks and Caicos. So salute to them and safe flight and stuff like that. Just bring me a keychain when you come back, my brothers. Just bring me a keychain. So yeah, this show is influence, and we were just talking about the influence as far as mothers, fathers, just a childhood and kind of what that is like, or what was your childhood like, and explaining that to your kid, you know what I'm saying? Like how you grew up. Some of our kids probably wouldn't believe the things that we did and went through and stuff as a kid compared to what they go through and stuff now, you know what I mean? So, salute to that right there, man. But what's up, fellas? Friday, you know what I'm saying? We here. It's just us three.
The weekend, everything's great.
I'm good. Right? We get to speak a little bit more today. Shit. When Charles here, he all the whole fucking shit.
Yeah. My God. What are we? Yo, the line of fire, man.
He'll be back next week, ready for war.
Absolutely. He'll be back from Turks and Caicos and Height. I'll be back from Dubai. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that. You know what I mean? Speaking. So yeah, but speaking of destinations, I guess I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. Sparring Minds just finish up their bracket for travel destinations. Some picks shocked us. I ain't gonna lie. Some
definitely was.
So who got beaten who? But no knock.
Yeah, I just would like to have either of you guys ever been to Tahiti?
No, never.
I bet you everybody that voted for Tahiti, not one person's been to Tahiti.
Totally relevant. Could be in their bucket list though. Totally relevant, bro. Don't do that.
It's sad. It is sad.
Hey, listen. I thought Paris would be in the Final Four at least.
Half these people don't leave Hyde Park.
I thought Maui would be in the Final Four at least.
Maui should have won the whole thing.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't be mad at that either. Like that's it.
I mean, as a kid, the only thing we knew as a kid growing up was Disneyland, Disney World, and Hawaii. Those were the only vacations we knew really about growing up. No other destination was really big back then.
Really
now all of a sudden, yeah, but we weren't thinking about Paris. Our parents weren't caring about Paris. Yeah, it's not like that.
So salute on another win. We'll let you guys know.
You got that.
What our next bracket will be. Who knows? We'll go to the lab and kind of.
You should do sneakers.
Huh?
You should do sneakers.
You know, I thought about that, but I feel like that's too easy for Payne. That's a layup. That's a layup for Payne. So I ain't gonna play on nothing that's gonna help someone else out in an area that I ain't that strong in. Payne is no way. I might as well just walk up to Payne and give him the trophy now.
Yeah.
That motherfucker gonna be pulling all kind of shit out the woodwork. But you know, it's all in good fun anyway. So I actually was thinking about sneakers though. And all bullshit aside, I was actually thinking about sneakers. I think that would be kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
But it's so much. You know, with sneakers. It's so
definitely is.
It's so much. So yeah, this is it's been a good week. You know what I mean? Easter Sunday kind of kicked the week off. How was you guys Easter? Anything like that in particular you guys did, or how was you guys Easter?
I just went to my sister's house, and y'all know, like, I've been eating vegetarian, but she had grilled some lamb and steak. I was like, all right, this will be my day. Well, I paid for it that night, but I was straight.
Yeah. Nah, Easter was great. Matter of fact, the Celtics played on Easter, didn't they?
I went to the game.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I went to the game, man. The game was amazing. Hell of a game. I mean, down to the exact wire. You know what I'm saying? Last basket.
Defensive of the year, Marcus Smart sent the pass to Jason Tatum. You know, for the layup. Yeah, that definitely was a great game.
You know, we don't want to stay on sports too much. We know how, but that last play was just a thing of beauty because all 5 Celtics touched the ball. Yeah. Horford got the rebound, kicked it to Derek White. Derek White kicked it up to Jalen. Jalen pump fake, kicked it across the court to Smart. Smart pump fake, kicked it across to Tatum. Layup. Like, that's just a thing of beauty to see. You know what I'm saying?
Antagonizing the crowd. That made it even sweeter for the crowd.
Yo, dog. Like, you know, so that was just a good thing. And obviously Kyrie was in the news and stuff like that for his antics giving the bird to the referee. I mean, what do you guys think? Are players supposed to just always take the high road in that situation, or is it like, should they, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tough, you know what I mean? Because you're a man first. Yeah. Right? Before being a player, you're still a man too. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? They always say the players gotta block stuff out, but I feel like sometimes some fans kind of go way overboard with the things that they're saying, like to get a reaction.
Yeah, like homie that was only playing with Mike Tyson this week.
Oh my God. Okay.
Pushing these they don't gotta sit back and take your shit. If you're being respectful, they don't. I mean, boxers do because their hands are licensed, but like Mike's retired. I don't know if that's still retired.
I'm not sure either, but once dude threw the bottle at him, all bets off.
That's assault.
Yeah, once he did, that's assault right there. So I'm able to protect myself. So, you know, Mike was in the right. You know,
Yeah.
I actually seen some video on that. So you know,
Hit him with the
I wouldn't. I didn't even want like if I was the dude that was sitting next to homie, I was not going to stop Mike. I seen him sitting there trying to stop Mike. Mike might have threw an overhand and some more stuff. Like, nah, I ain't messing with Mike.
whole thing.
Tumbled. Like you know, it's a lot of things you can do in life. You know what I'm saying? If you want to like be a daredevil, you know what I'm saying, skydive and all that type of stuff. But antagonizing Mike Tyson and you're sitting directly behind him on an airplane, and
Right.
he was nice enough to take a selfie with you. You know, he's
Yeah.
on older stage right now. Mike is smoking weed. He got an amazing podcast. Like Mike is just chilling. Like, why would you
Yeah.
antagonize Mike Tyson?
And
mean,
Mike ain't scared to die. Mike ain't scared to die.
no, he's not. No.
I mean, y'all heard a while back when dude ran up on him with the gun, right?
Mhm.
And Mike hugged dude afterwards.
Yeah, he got him to put the gun down, gave dude a hug, and let dude get out of there before he got there.
Yep. Mike ain't scared to die. Mike's like, hey, we all gonna go one day. But to answer your question, because I know we kind of got off it.
Yeah.
As an athlete, you got to. I feel like you have to take the high road, and especially in Kyrie's. You know, he's at the game. You know you throwing up the middle fingers. I mean, yeah, I know he got tons of money, but 50,000 was it?
50K,
Yeah,
Ben.
that's a lot of money. Like, you know, you can't sit. I mean, yeah, in that instance, yeah, you got to take the high road because all you're doing is losing your own money. You like outside someone touch you, okay, that's different. But that, yeah, you're in the arena, yeah, they're saying what they got to say. Hey, why don't you just go on over like LeBron does every now and then? Tell the ref, hey, yo, such and such is, you know, being a little bit too abusive right now. Had them kicked out of there.
But it was, I think the B word and calling dudes pussies and the F word, like that's too far. You know what I mean? Like man,
Right.
you're a man first, but if people are telling you, Kyrie, you suck, or just booing you and you can't take it, like grow up.
That's different, but I think it was more than that. It feels like it was definitely more than that, and you know, just because of Boston fans and the history of Kyrie and stuff like that, and that's kind of why it was a thing. I mean, you know, there's athletes that went through way worse, like entirely, and who played for the Celtics in particular. If we want to start at, is Bill Russell, you know, someone like that who kind of dealt with way more
Racist.
stuff. You know, racist stuff. But you know, I still say this: it doesn't give fans the green light to just be like reckless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true that.
And say stuff too. You know, so yeah, man. But salute to Kyrie, salute to the Nets, but more importantly, salute to the Celtics because they are 2-0. And yeah, it's been a playoffs have been really good right now. So Celtics go into Game 3 tomorrow. And Robert Williams potentially could be coming back, and Ben Simmons could potentially coming back. So we'll
before we
we'll see how that is.
Shout out some of the people that are tuned in. Danae's on.
Danae's on. Toot's on.
Riss is on.
Riss is on. What's up, baby?
And we got Rebecca's on too.
Who?
You know? Rebecca.
Okay.
Shout out to
Well, since we got the women on, let's get off of sports and go to that first crazy question of the day.
Which one?
What was it?
Couple.
The faking of the orgasm.
Oh, okay.
Let's get into that.
So DJ Envy and his wife Gia have released a book, Real Life, Real Love. And in one part in particular, if you see the image for it, the image is kind of misleading. It's like bait click where it says about how he sits there as she's saying X, Y, and Z. It's a little more context to it, but I guess for at least maybe 10 years, I believe it was something like from the youngin, because they met like 16, so I think it was like 10 years or so. That his wife said that she had been faking orgasms. And you know what I'm saying? Like, Yo, what was that, Pay? Sorry.
Fuck this bitch.
So that's a long time, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he maybe like most men would want to get to the root of the problem and find out what's going on. How, you know what I mean? So I just want to know, when you guys,
Yeah, but did she have to put it in the book?
I mean, it's a part of it. Like you're telling a book about your relationship. You're
And
putting everything out there. They put the good, the bad, the ugly. They didn't just put the good stuff. But I think that's what I actually want to get this book, because I'm just interested in seeing it, because they're giving it to you from every perspective. You know what I'm
see,
saying?
they wrote it together, so it's not a she wrote it thing like basically dragging him, a la Jada.
Yeah.
We're staying off of that. We're staying away from that.
Fucking toxic.
We're staying away from Jada.
Yeah, that's a whole
Right?
toxic.
We're staying away from Jada and Will, brother.
Yeah.
Focus in and stick to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Always comes back to
Oh,
Man.
they wrote it together, so he had to have green lighted it. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact. That's a fact. He was there with her when she was on the Breakfast Club, and when they did, you know, obviously they're promoting the book, so when they made the rounds about it, but you know, sex, man, is in a relationship, like, there's just, you should talk about these things. You should talk about whatever the case may be, and I mean both parties should be able to initiate a conversation, saying what they like, what they don't like about what's going on, and how
Yeah.
to get it better. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, I just want to ask you guys, just wrapping around the room, how would you guys feel like if you were DJ Envy in a situation where, or just any guy, where you felt like, you know, your lady told you, man, for 10 years, like, I wasn't doing this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I mean? Would you be mad that she waited so long to tell you? Or would you just be like, yo, let's just fix the problem right then and there? So, little.
10 years, that's a long time. Without, some type of talk. You don't think they talked within that 10 years?
I
Or
mean,
I didn't read the book. I don't know too much about the book, but I'm like,
well, she said that was the number, that was the time frame in which, how long it lasted, of how many years that she wasn't able to achieve orgasm for that time frame. So I'm going to, like, when they met as 16, 17-year-olds, probably up until before they turned 30.
yeah.
Just shoot it for that time frame right there.
I don't know how I would feel. Like I probably shit. I mean, that's a little bit embarrassing. That's I feel a little aggravated. Like so you sitting here just screaming for no reason. Like what the fuck is going on here?
Giving you
Like you got me fucked up. You think you got me out here thinking I'm putting in work. Like shit.
that's exactly what he said too.
That's what he said too.
Like I probably, like, if you didn't say nothing, I probably would have went harder. Like I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Danae, we can see your comments. I believe we can see your comments. Payne?
I don't know if I'd be mad, because I mean, that's kind of an awkward subject. I
Yeah.
mean, how it would take you 10 years to build up the courage to bring it to their attention. But then when it really happened, would he be like, type thing? You know what I mean? Like, once she does, I mean, it's probably a bit different when she really finally did and her faking it. But yeah, you got to talk those things out and figure it out. Like, just work at it. I mean,
Right.
especially like you're in their situation and they're like basically high school sweethearts who got married. You got your whole life to try to figure that out. I mean, it's not like saying it was bad. She just orgasm. You can have sex and not orgasm.
Yeah, I mean, to saying for 10 years and you can't get mad, Payne, shit couldn't be me. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a long time to go without having that conversation at all, at least just to say, this what it is. But on the flip side, The only thing I could think of is that, she was trying to save his ego, because the one thing about us as men, I'm speaking for all men. Let me speak for all men, but a lot of us have ego problems. You know what I'm saying? And some things can either kill our ego or whatever the case may be, depending on the type of man you are, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is. She was just trying to save his ego, because again, he thinking he's killing it, putting in work, and she's like, "Nah, you're not doing nothing."
So
Now, I have a
I'd want to
question.
know. I'd want to know. I'd want to know. Like, tell me what I'm not doing right, so we can like figure
Yeah,
this
yeah.
out. You know what I mean?
Or, but I have a question.
Yep.
I mean, because the way my mind works is crooked sometimes.
Here we go.
Now, if DJ Envy wasn't DJ Envy, would she have stuck him around for 10 years?
she was with him before he even.
She was with him before.
No, she definitely was. And I know she was with him.
I pay any money. I believe she would have been.
Yeah.
I believe she would have been. Just again, I don't know every dynamic, but it just seems like, and you can see her when she even talks about him, like no, that's her guy, dog.
Like, they were together since 15. Envy went to college, so you figure he wasn't done until what, 22, 23. So that 10 years they're talking about, like, that was before he was DJ Envy. You know what I mean? If she stayed with him through that for them 10 years, like, she wasn't going nowhere unless he fucked. You know what I mean? But the whole ego thing, this question, because it's always men have an ego, right?
Yeah.
Trade off fake orgasms, and we fake let them win arguments just so they can be happy. Because women will be loud and wrong a lot of times, but we say okay and let them be right or right. So is that the trade off? We fake losing arguments for them to fake orgasms.
Man, that's a man. Yo, dog.
Sometimes
that's a crazy dog. That's a crazy trade-off, dog. That's a crazy trade-off, yo. Like, as Charles would say, that's a spectacular trade-off, dog. You know what I mean? That's because, like, again, I don't really care about, winning the argument or whatever the case may be. Sometimes I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. But, like, not most of the time. So it's like,
this motherfucker all the time. Get the fuck out of here. Who are you playing with?
Well, I'm talking about my lady, bro. I'm talking about my lady.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about my lady. I ain't talking about with you, nigga.
Okay.
I ain't talking about with you. Yes, I always want to win the arguments with you. Yes, I do. But I'm talking about me with my lady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and of course she would pick the time to comment. No, not all the time. I don't want to, but sometimes, yeah, I do. Especially when I know I'm right about something, and my girl, she's like allergic, and she's gonna kill me later on. So I'm gonna just come on and say she's allergic to. I'm sorry, she's allergic to that.
That's not just.
She's just not with.
That's just not her. That's not her. That's women all around the world. That's nothing new.
She will do other things, but I'm sorry. It's just very. It's rare to. It's rare to. Yeah. I still love you, boo.
That's not risk. That's a woman thing. And right there, in a Charlie Hustle by saying this, but it's like if 4 out of 5 of us on this panel are agreeing on one thing, then there might be something to it. So y'all might need to reflect, ladies. How you say it, Mr. Mirror Time? They look in the mirror.
It's a reflection. It's a reflection in the mirror, baby. It's a reflection in the mirror.
Now, have you ever been in a situation where you had to fake an orgasm?
Me?
Wow. No.
A couple times.
I would be an asshole and give names, but I won't do that. I
Please
definitely.
don't. Yeah, please,
You
please
like
don't
it's
do
time
that.
to go. I can't now.
Please don't do that. I can't think of a situation where, okay, you know what? I won't say faked one, but I say just hurried up and like did everything possible to nut as fast as humanly possible, so that like yeah, so that this can hurry up and be over and done with because it's
I,
just it just
I,
yeah it wasn't good at all. So
Yeah.
you know
I'm like, what has been in here? Time to go. Time to go.
yeah.
Time to
But
go.
you know, salute, man. I mean, you know, it's so women are probably doing it to help our egos, and you know, again, we're going along with you know, saying I'm sorry or yep, you were right, baby. Yes, yes, you are the most. Yes, you are absolutely just to save yourself an argument or some whatever the case may be.
What more do you want from me?
Straight up. Yo, straight up, straight Tyreek's in this. You know what I
Hey,
mean? So, you know, but yeah, don't fake them. Have a conversation and talk to your lover and have that communication and talk about what's going on. You know, like the good, bad. You should be able to have a conversation with your other half about
yeah,
the things that make you guys uncomfortable as a couple to talk about. You should have those moments of where you have those kind of conversations. So salute to Envy and his queen on that book and stuff like that. And you know,
do you got the name of that book?
it's real life, real love.
yeah,
Mm.
I believe it's real life, real love. You
and
know what I mean?
on that to add to what you just said, like if it don't happen overnight or as fast as you want it, work at it. Like if the person you're with is worth it, be patient. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Word. That yeah,
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing, man.
and
Patience,
I guess she was patient. That's 10 years.
patience is a big thing. Like
Yeah,
people ask for top 5 things in the relationship, like or list of important things. Like patience is one of the things that a lot of people don't mention. That's very important.
yeah, because you colored people don't have no type of patience. That's for sure.
I don't got a lot
You
of shit.
you, you color, you the darkest one of all three of us, brother.
That's why I said colored people.
Like you the darkest one. I promise you, you are like 2 shades darker, two to 3 shades darker than me and Payne, easily. Yo, oh man, but next up, moving on, fellas. Um, we had something amazing happen in Boston this week.
Mm.
Outside of the Celtics going up 2-0 on the Nets.
Hmm.
We had I can't think of the magazine. I'm pull it up.
Um, was it the Boston? It's a Boston magazine, right?
It might be the Bostonian.
Is it Bostonian?
I
Yeah,
think so. I believe so. Boston Magazine, excuse me.
yeah, Boston magazine. Yeah.
So Boston Magazine this week put out their 100 most influential Bostonians list.
Mm.
There's some
And
things I've seen in that list that I like.
it's met with, you know, depending on who you are, where you're from, your views on the city and things like that. It was met with some people celebrated it, some people didn't, some people picked it apart and looked through other things. I myself personally was extremely happy and proud because I saw a name on the list
Hmm.
that was just amazing to me. So, Payne, I don't know if you have the clap and the applause
Oh,
saluted up, but you know what I mean. I have to salute to my family, my cousin Marcus McNeil. He's the only high school person on the list, and he's the only high school person on the list, the youngest person on the list, and he is number 99 before Mac Jones. And this young man is a senior at Fenway High School,
Yeah.
going to American University, in Washington D.C. You know, super bright, articulate young. Not just because he is my family, just because just looking at his resume, he is extremely bright, smart,
Talented. He's
and,
definitely.
and articulate. And he was on Mayor Wu's advisory
Yeah.
board to kind of usher that in, and he's also on the board of students for picking out the next superintendent for Boston Public Schools. He's actually on that committee as well. So I you know, that right there for me like was the biggest highlight and biggest thing of it. You know what I mean? Because again, this is my family, and shout out to my cousin Tony, which is his mom, his sisters Jessica and Morgan, who have all his cousin Rachel. I mean, all people who've helped groom this young man to be the person that he is. Excuse me. So I was definitely happy when I saw that. A couple other notable things, but I want to wrap it around with you guys. Get you guys' opinion. What you guys think when you saw the list?
Oh, come on, you want to go before me?
Whatever the case may be. Yeah, come on. Yeah, Payne, go before Little because Little's gonna Charlie hustle us on his answer. So you might want to go before Mr. Mirror Time.
I haven't gone through the whole thing yet, but another round of applause for a lot of the people that were on there. I don't know a lot of the people that are on there, but the ones I do know, like Nia Grace, her, like family for me. Just a bunch of other people on there. I think it's good, but we gotta people that are picking it apart from where we're from. You know what I mean? And the city a lot bigger, so we gotta keep that in mind. Like some people doing stuff in other parts of the city that we just don't know about. So
Right.
before we pick it apart,
Okay. Well, let me just give another quick little add, I want to point out. I just did a little bit of research before Little goes in. So what I will say is that salute to the list because out of the 100 people, 47 out of 100 were women. So that's almost half the list. You know what I mean? So we want to salute that. Salute to the ladies that made the list.
Are out here just doing it.
No matter what ethnic background you're from, that's still amazing. That's still some pretty dope stuff. And 20 oh my God. Okay, I like that one. That's pretty dope. I like that. And 29, maybe 30. I was kind of balanced on some of these people. I couldn't really tell what was the ethnic, but 29 out of 100 were minorities.
Wow.
And so we want to I mean, big number difference in that, but still we want to salute the women and we want to salute the minorities that were on that list. So I'm sorry, Little. You can
No, you're fine. And for all them Southern people that are watching the show, yes, there are Black people in Boston.
There are absolutely Black people in Boston.
Yeah, because I get that all the time. Go down south. I didn't know it was Black.
They absolutely do not think it's Black people in Boston.
That's amazing. I think because Larry Bird was the great white hope that all of Boston. Larry Bird.
He's really not. Love Larry Bird. Though,
Indiana. Yeah. Me on the other hand, there was a lot I liked about that list, but I definitely was on that list picking it apart because, to me, it was like a who's who for certain people to be nominated on that list. It was just like, you know, it was like a most popular list for some of these guys that I've seen on the list. I do want to give a shout out to number 86 on the list, Danielle Johnson, because I do believe I do believe that she's a big influential person here in Boston.
That's a fact.
The guy that was picked before her, though, BOG, whatever, not an influence to me. But
who?
BOG. What's homie's name? Mr. Parra. Paul Parra.
Is this a minority you're talking about, or
Yeah,
like?
yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is. I mean, it's I mean,
Is
yeah,
it?
I know I'm going to hear it from some people, okay, but I don't know why he's on that list. But I do. Nia Grace is on the list. She's at number 80. She's the owner of Darrow's. Salute to her. She's doing a great job over there.
He got a
Um,
on it half.
excuse me.
He got a restaurant on 100 too, and she's like the head of the what's that restaurant committee name? I'm drawing a blank, but she heads up a committee that's like for minority restaurant stuff like that. And she,
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely heard that name before. Um, she's definitely a mover and a shaker out here.
Yeah.
In terms of people you would want to know. Someone like myself would want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because she's into the restaurant business and all that stuff. So I mean, salute. I'm never gonna be mad at anyone who makes it. I think it's I think it's a pretty dope thing.
Yeah.
Um, we
It
gotta.
is a good thing, but
It is
I
a pretty
just
dope
I
thing.
have my reservations against some of the names that are on there because I'm just like, I'm from inner city Boston. So some of these people I don't see venture in here do much of anything for us, to tell you the truth. I didn't even see a school teacher on the most influential list out here.
I don't.
I didn't see one school teacher.
I don't think you would though. I
But
don't
why
think.
not?
I don't think you would. I don't think
Why aren't
because
they not getting their credit?
well, number one, if we're all parents, right? So I think all of us can agree that teachers are some of the most underpaid and underappreciated
Mhm.
people who have a job and stuff like that. Like teachers are not appreciated and stuff the way they should be. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be clear. Let's just be clear on that. I think we all can relate to that. So I really wouldn't expect to see a teacher on a list like this. When you're looking at some of the names, I mean, you have CEOs, restaurant owners, founders of different businesses. So like I just
And these people also like giving to charities and doing community work. Like sometimes, like give
For
somebody,
who?
you can't give people a spot on that list because of their job title. Like teachers are very important, EMTs are very important. Community center counselors and stuff like that are very important. But if that's all they're doing, then that doesn't mean they're the most influential. And like I was saying, like we got to keep in mind this list was for all of Boston. We do, however, need a separate one for inner city Boston.
right,
Mm.
right.
That that's the one that I think is more important.
It's
Maybe we can do something come Monday. Maybe we'll start up
we
our own Sparring Minds influential,
we
what,
are
top 50 or 100?
we are doing something. It's already in the. We just have to come up with a list of names of people from each one of us. I
Mm.
mean, Jones has kind of been a little far removed from it, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
how he would have into it. But we could always pick up the legwork or whatever the case
yeah,
may be. Since we're from here, not from here, but we've been here longer than he has. Jones has been gone for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like it's again, you have founders, presidents of banks. It's I'm not gonna see any teachers on here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what does this president of a bank do for us?
No, not
I,
nothing. No. I mean, but as far as the inner city, though, nothing. And that's why I feel like you can't. I don't feel like those are the people that you can ask to do stuff for us in the inner city. Because that list is like Payne said. That list is it's Boston, and so Boston.
it's definitely not Boston because
Boston.
I would like to know who are the guys that voted on this list. Again, like that would be good because I think a lot of these guys are not from this area.
No, some aren't. You got the Celtics owner. I mean,
And what does Matt Jones have to do with being influential here in Boston?
yeah, I agree. I agree.
No
Absolutely. I mean,
work, but I mean, like that's stuff they always do. So I don't think that's like
That's why I find, parts of this list. I will give my kudos out again, like I said, to, Daniel Johnson, because I've seen the work that she's put in. Rachel Rollins is on there at number 10. You got Ayanna Presley on there at number 2. I'm always going to give my, respects to Mr. Dickerson, William Dickerson. He was my
Dickerson,
teacher at
absolutely.
Timothy. Yeah, like when I was fifth grade, he was my fifth grade teacher. He's number 93 on the list. I got to give a shout out to my man number 91 on that list, Jamal Crawford, because he's done a lot in the city. And he definitely speaks up, for the black community in the city. Ibram Kendi is on there. We also have Segul.
You have Julie Mejia.
Yeah.
Julie Mejia, that's also on there, city councilor, minority city councilor. So I mean, you have people. Again, you have people that's on here. You know what I'm saying? That it's not a full representation from us. I believe the gentleman's name is Douglas. I want to get his whole name. He is the chef at Mita and in pizza in the South End.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely want to shout him out. Want to shout out Diane Wilkerson, who was actually on that list as well, number 82, co-founder of the Black COVID Boston Coalition. You know what I mean? Catherine Morris, founder and executive director at the Boston Art and Music Soul Fest. So it's again, man, it's Douglas Williams, yes, chef. And then we want to give a shout out to I think you mentioned this already a little. Did you talk about Pro Black? Rob Pro Black Gibbs. He is number 96. He is an artist. I believe he's a graffiti artist. Native American, excuse me. So I think it's it's different the way we looking at it because we see an influence from a different side and a different perspective. So I think that's tough. We can't expect, we believe a guy like Sean Brown, Mitch.
Yeah.
We believe guys like that should be on that list.
Mentioned in this because of all the people that they've helped, the kids that they put through college or to college, they got these kids looks. There's a lot of influence. That's why I would like to know where these voters came from because they may not have been from our side to kind of see these things.
No, not at all. I mean, clearly, if it's only 29 minorities out of 100 and 47 women out of it, I mean, clearly that's not.
I mean, if I'm not Ernie Bach on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Ernie Bach Jr.
Yeah, Kraft on there, Junior. What's his name?
Jonathan?
Jonathan's on there.
I know Jonathan Kraft does a lot of.
But Robert's not on there.
Nah, Robert, he probably gives Jonathan the money to do the charity work with. Like, they got money up the ass, but like the kind of play devil's advocate as to show why things are different on that list from how we view it, right? I was going to ask y'all who are the top 3 most influential people in your life, like, because we all came from different walks of life, like, you know what I mean? And while me and Maine are from Dorchester, like, I didn't meet him until I was in high school, you know what I mean? I didn't until I was in college, so
right.
Like, I know we all have a bunch of different influences. Me and Maine might have one of the same people. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah, probably so. If it's, I mean, we can just put it out there. If we're talking about Kwame,
yep.
Absolutely. Kwame Green is absolutely top 3, 5. He's definitely 5. He's probably no lower than 3. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, and I have my influence as far as just like, guys who really took a liking to me and stuff like that when I was a youngin to coming up. I mean, I guess I'll start it off. And in no particular order, Kwame Green is definitely an influential person in my life. Kurt Brown is an influential person in my life.
Yeah.
James Greer is
Mm-hmm.
is an influential person in my life. I mean, these are guys that all have had conversations with me,
Roxbury guy.
about coaching. No, not all Roxbury guy. Kwame's from Dorchester.
No,
And,
Greg's
and so is Kurt.
Greg's from Dorchester.
Greer might be the
I mean,
only.
no, Greg's from Boston. He's from Roxbury. He's from Roxbury.
Yeah, Greer's a Roxbury guy. Definitely as far as like influence and just like helping me with coaching and helping me with life, you know what I'm saying, having those real conversations with me. Man, I probably have to get back. Or if I did, I'll probably just keep it hood when I say about like how influential people, because I don't necessarily think we all view influence differently. Like we all how a person influences you and what they do to influence you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, keeping it real, I probably have to go to like some local dope boys, like in the hood, as far as like influence.
Yeah,
and that's real. That's real.
In certain ways, because these cats, they didn't want to bring you into the life that they were in. They would give you the knowledge, but they had to do what they had to do to kind of put themselves in a position. You know what I mean? So I will probably round this out with one of my OGs, Dana Tate, who was my first.
You know what's crazy? I ran into Dana today. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my first real coach as far as basketball and playing basketball. That's my first real coach that I had, and Kwame and stuff like that followed up. And probably my older brother, Michael, because I was just, that's 5. And I was just amazed at, like, my brother was a drug dealer, but my brother used to go to school in high school. I saw old pictures of him dressed up nice. He'd have collar shirts on and slacks and a fucking briefcase, and he'd be selling drugs in the school. Like, I was just amazed. I was just amazed at that. You know what I'm saying? As a kid coming up, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, people like that who could do anything they want in life, could be CEOs of company, could be running Fortune 500 companies, but they chose to do that. Probably the same thing with Dana Tate as well. So, yeah, definitely Kurt Brown, and I'm probably missing some people, but these are just people that I could think off the top of my head. Kurt Brown, James Greer, Kwame Green, Dana Tate, Michael Shepard, probably some of the most influential people in my life, just as far as just showing me things and giving me game and guidance and advice and stuff like that. That some of that shit the shit you learned from guys like that, the shit you couldn't learn in the classroom.
That's invaluable. Yeah, it's invaluable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my bad. I don't want to take up too much time.
Oh, nah. What about you, Little?
For me, I'm gonna go down the line from 1 down to 5. My mom was probably the most influential person for me. Watching her struggle and like seeing some of what she does in myself, I would have to go with her number 1. After her, I would have to sit there and I would say my uncle Elk Shepherd, because he didn't want me to do the things that he did, but he watched over me. He was probably the biggest father figure I had growing up, and whatnot. So them two, they definitely stayed on me with the books, whatever, making sure I was good, whatever I did. Let me see. Dorchester guy, Al Ski. Al Ski, was a big influence. Me growing up with Sean Brown and all those guys up there. He gave us a home. The DYC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us a home. He gave kids a way of being off the streets. We would go in there. We could do homework. We had, people tutoring, helping us out, stuff like that. Um, Al definitely was big. I mean,
Wow.
he kept street life away from us. Guys come into the gym like, hey, leave these kids alone. Let them be. Let them play. Let them rock. So be it. So I'm always giving my, dues to Al. Who else is there? Uh, Mr. Shit. I don't even think you guys would know who he is. Albert Bell.
Okay.
Uh, Albert
Dorchester High
Bell.
principal. Dorchester High principal.
He became the Dorchester High principal, but I knew Albert Bell before Dorchester High because he wasn't there
No,
when I
I'm
left.
sorry. I'm not to cut you off. That's Robert Bell. Robert Bell
Yeah,
was
Robert
Dorchester.
Bell. I'm sorry. You
Robert
know who
Bell
I'm
was
thinking about? I'm thinking about Albert from Mission. He's another teacher from taught me over at the Timothy. Albert Taylor. That's what I'm thinking
Whoa,
about.
my man, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mr. Taylor.
But yeah, Mr. Taylor from Mission Hill. So I'm mixing both names, but it's Albert Taylor and Robert Bell. Robert Bell woke me up. I was at what? I was a freshman at O'Brien. They had just changed the name to O'Brien mid-season, middle of the school, and I got in a lot of trouble. A couple things happened, and he's a family friend, so he pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, like you're smart enough to be here, but I don't think you belong here." And for a while, like I felt like I was being disrespected because I didn't know like what you mean, like. But I seen the kind of trouble I was bringing, and so he kind of woke me up. It stayed with me for a long while, but he guided me a lot. He also was the guy that sent me over to Dorchester High, where I ended up meeting Maine and the rest, Hightower and Chuck and stuff like that. But he definitely was a big influence, trying to keep me, off the streets, out of the streets, stuff like that. So it is what it is. But I think those are my five right there.
Okay.
Kane, who's your five?
I'm gonna lump my parents together because I grew up with both of them most of my life. So my pops got locked up my junior year, I think. So I got to see work ethic, discipline, all that stuff. Both of them taught me like a man of God. Like he doesn't he was a pastor, and like I think the anniversary of him passing, he was a big part. Me being a God fearing. I cuss like a sailor, but number three is Kwame. Like, because growing up, when I moved to Ripley Road, I was a football player first. When I moved around the Ripley Road area, Four Corners, I was in basketball. I did to always come and talk about all these different players. You know what I mean? And it used to drive me like, you're not gonna.
Yo, your mic's going in and out, bro.
Oh, my
Yeah,
fault. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My fault.
yeah, just going in and out a little bit.
My fault. I was too far away. Yeah, but when Kwame, when I first started playing basketball, Kwame would always come around and talk about all these dudes like, oh, Boot River, how Hardy this, and I was like, yo, you're not gonna keep coming telling me these better than me. So it drove me to want to be able to play alongside or uh, part of what like get some kind of drive to be.
Still going. You was going in and out for a second there, brother.
Uh, and fourth is one of the OGs, like you said, from around your hood. Like in my hood, poor. He always made sure like if that was your life. Like if you wasn't in that street life, he wasn't letting you do that. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to go hang with dudes that was up good, he'd be like, nah, get back up there and shoot them jumpers. You know what I mean? So dudes
See
like
West.
that,
See West.
yeah,
Oh yeah, big
absolutely.
big homie. That's the big homie right there. Absolutely.
He ain't gonna tell you no bullshit. Like he's gonna keep it 100 with you from A to Z. You know Winnie Crawford, God rest her soul. She was the branch manager at Citizens Bank in Dudley. When I first got hired, he took a shot of a kid that had no tie on it as interview, dress pants all wrinkled, had braids, I and like got me into the working force. I was just DJing at the time, and I just had my daughter, so I needed a job with business. It became like a second mother. She was like my work mom. I mean, she was definitely a big influence in my life too.
Dope stuff that matters. I didn't even. Some people go without saying. So like,
Yeah.
you know, my parents. I thought of them, but I'm thinking them like they're just in a category of their own for me. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as influence, like they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will just do a bonus and kind of lump them together. And my grandparents. So my dad's parents, rest in peace. Preston McNeil, rest in peace, Alice McNeil. My grandfather, who was from the South, who probably had no more than you're talking about they had like 4th and 5th grade educations. You know what I'm saying? Like in my grandfather, he had his own business that he started. You know what I'm saying? And he was one reason why I wanted to, as a kid, get into church. I sit with the deacons when I was a younger, you know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, which is my dad's mom, also is because she was my first biggest influence in cooking, in culinary. She's my first biggest. She's the reason why I can go in the kitchen and cook fast, like kind of come up with something like within that. Like, so I should have included them probably in that upper echelon because they were before some of the people kind of in my life. But I had to mention those. So my grandparents, Alice and Preston, were definitely big. My grandfather, because he had his own business as a kid, and I was just amazed at that I found out years later that he only had like a 3rd or 4th grade education, but he had his own business. And my grandmother as well, she had a daycare and stuff like that. And I mean, again, these people came from the South with very little education, but they were able to have the knowledge, just common sense and life,
Knowledge
stuff
and
like
work
that.
ethic to make it
The
happen.
work ethic and kind of made that happen. So you know, I had to add those two on there because they're tremendous, tremendously big in my life. You know what I'm saying, as far as influence and stuff. So
I that gives people their flowers, and like we don't often do that. So it's dope that we were able to give for like their flowers. You know what I mean? Like
right.
whether they're watching or not, like like tell them. You know what I mean?
Word. I mean, well, you
Yeah.
know, again, my grandparents unfortunately are no longer here for me to have that. But I've told my dad, you know, many times of how much, you know, my grandparents, his parents, like influenced me and just the impact that they had on my life, just from every standpoint as a kid, just seeing what people are able to come up with very little education and stuff. I just thought that kind of shit was just like super amazing and super dope to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Super amazing. Word up. So I mean, we well over the hour and some time frame. This was a good discussion though, fellas.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This was a great discussion. Because influence is big. You know what I'm saying? Constantly, we're always influenced by things we see, you know, whether it be in a DJ, you know, chef, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? We're constantly we're influenced by so much and so many things. And so you know, it's gonna be interesting when we put it out, our Sparring Minds viewers and listeners. We're definitely gonna work on the Sparring Minds
Most influential.
the Sparring Minds version of most influential in Boston. We will start there first, and then we will obviously shift it over to a national level
Yeah,
to give balance. Just
that'll be big. That's gonna be tough.
simply to give balance to the world and stuff, and just things like that. The world needs balance, so the world needs to hear our Boston version for the hometown, and then they need to hear our national version for just influences and wherever. You know what I'm saying? Again, influence is different. How you could be
What you
influenced by
saying?
people
Maybe
in
by
different
like
ways.
Wednesday we'll have the Boston one all set up.
Yeah. We should definitely by midweek. We should have that, or sooner, depending on what everybody's weekend's like. What everybody's weekend is like, we could actually have it on Monday. We could actually meet for a deadline to kind of maybe put that out there, and kind of we'll have to get up. We'll have to call Hightower and Jones on there. I'm not sure if the do phones work in Turks and Caicos and Dubai. I'm not really sure, but I mean, like,
well, they get WhatsApp. They got WhatsApp.
Yeah, we'll send the back signal out.
Charles he's trying to cheat. You know, he may not pay for the Wi-Fi out there.
He's definitely gonna pay for the Wi-Fi. he's gonna pay for it. He might pay for it. If the wizard asks him to pay for it, he's paying for it. You know what I'm saying? So word up. Salute to the fellas, Jones, Hightower. We miss you, brothers. We will see you brothers next week. Pain and Little, the Belle Biv DeVoe version of Spar Minds.
Oh, we got this time, man.
This has been dope. No, I'm sorry. I'm about to introduce it. Sammy, please. Yeah, I was just gonna set it up. No. We don't do that. That closed the show out. So, Little, my brother, hit us with that world famous mirror time, dog.
All right, today's mirror time is stop letting people who do so little for you control so much of your mind, your feelings, and your emotions. That's my mirror time for today.
I like that.
This has been great influences. We definitely got a lot more influences, influencers out there. You know, talk about. You'll see in the coming week. You know, I definitely got some people. I definitely got some people out here.
I mean, shout out to Spar Minds, because we influence some people too. You did?
Yeah, so, we definitely do. We definitely do.
You know what I mean? So salute to that. Salute to influence. Influence is dope, no matter the level or the case may be. You know what I mean? And you know, we're constantly influenced, inspired, and all that stuff. So it's a super dope thing.
I was inspired by the inmate that fucking got them two prisoners pregnant. I definitely was inspired by that.
Yo.
But that's for another time, I guess.
Yo, Smart Minds viewers, listen. Yo, we absolutely appreciate y'all. Tanika, Rebecca, Riz, Height, Janae, Riz. We appreciate everybody too that rocked out with us, man. Make sure you log in and subscribe to our YouTube page. Check it out. We got a bunch of things going on, man. Episode 106, season 5. Those Spar Mind boys. We out, and we'll see y'all next week, though.
Hey, Payne, I might need that tattoo artist too.
On Tuesday.
Tuesdays?
Yeah, Tuesday after work.
Okay, I'm off Tuesday, so I'm all for it. I can catch up with you.
Oh shit, Payne getting ready for ATL, boy. Payne got the gun. Payne got the money gun. Ready for the money gun that shoots it out like that. Dog.
We still filming.
We're gonna see some. Oh shit! Oh, we're going into overtime. All right. We're gonna end up seeing some images of Payne. No, Payne gonna be.
He told me 5,000 was enough. He got to do this overtime to get another 5. I said, hey, that's one hell of a weekend, man. One hell of a weekend.
Spar Minds, man. We out, man. We love
out here.
Y'all rocking out with us. We'll see y'all next week, yo.
And we'll come with the intro.